Hello everyone, and this is the Tsar of Bulgaria here, and so this is a 2 versus 2 match. I command the armies of Carthage, and my ally Ambush commands Numidia, which is a interesting choice. And my opponents are Roman Warrior 256 and a Heap of Filth. And this was a no rules match. I still did go with CWB rules limit though. I have 6 units of Sacred Band fully upgraded, except for they don't have any XP of course, because I didn't have enough money to waste on that. And then I have 2 units of weird. Oh, I see, yeah, Sacred Band Cavalry. For a second I thought it only said Sacred Band. Anyway, I'm pretty much moving my units slightly closer to my ally in case he needs anything. And yeah, I offered to help him out, but he said Numidia is best played alone. I'm like, alright, whatever, floats your boat. So, as you can see, the Seleucid army, which I only end up fighting these guys, has 4 units of cataphracts and 3 units of silver shield pikemen. And for this battle, I placed my general unit in my one of my Sacred Band units somewhere, because I knew my cavalry, I didn't have that many cavalry and they weren't that great, and as you'll see a bit later, they don't do very much, but my infantry does most of the work. So I at first wasn't sure what to do, because oh yeah, he also has 1 unit of silver shield legionnaires. So at first I was a bit cautious towards my opponent because he has 4 units of cataphracts, and if I started charging my opponent straight off, it would be that he could still pretty much outflank my formation. So I kind of wait to see what he ends up doing. And my ally is Ambush is skirmishing over here with Spain. So it's a very lightly armored army, and you can see Roman Warrior is in the background, pulls his troops over there and tries to do some maneuvers. Even though my cavalry is heavy cavalry, so they're not awesome. Well, they're not awesome for escaping from enemies, but I still try to fool my opponent into crashing into my Sacred Band. It doesn't work very well, because yeah, he was probably paying mostly attention to these guys than these other guys, so it actually would have been a good time for me to move up, because at here his forces are pretty divided, though I wasn't really noticing what was going on at the moment, because he charges his cataphracts over here. For some reason he charges his cataphracts into the Numidian troops, which aren't as strong, but he should have been focusing on me, because that would have been a better opportunity to that was actually the best opportunity I had to charge him right now, but I don't realize until later, so I end up dividing my forces over here because I still thought he had some cataphracts working over there. And before like a few seconds ago, the Spanish general routed. I'm pretty sure it was a Spanish general. He still has plenty of units though. Yeah, and the battles do get pretty close between Spain and Numidia. And over there, the Seleucids are chasing my troops. At one point, I accidentally Either he gets my well, I managed to get a few cataphracts, and he managed to get a few of my cavalry, and I accidentally end up charging my troops through my formation right here. So yeah, that's why I was initially concerned. I wanted to wear down his cav before going through his infantry. And I do manage to pick off a couple there. Yeah, and the Spanish general dies right here. However, the battle, as I noticed later, wasn't quite over, because bull warriors are pretty tough, and they do end up routing a few of Numidia's units. So yeah, I'm playing games with his cataphracts over here. A bit later, I do get a bit sick of his crap, because I notice his other cataphracts are gone, and I take on his silver shield legionnaires, and his troops are a bit divided here. So it wasn't. I don't know why he didn't move up his troops here and just leaves them behind, because he could have tried to distract me and then take me on. Because cataphracts, even though they might take out most of my cav, they're not really going to do very well against Sacred Band units, because of course they have pikes. And as you can see over here, some of the Numidians end up routing against the bull warriors. However, he manages to bring his units back up here, and eventually the bull warriors do inflict a lot of casualties on them, but they manage to end up winning them against the end. And he forgets about his other unit of bull warriors here, which is a bit of a shame, because it would have been a much closer battle, I assume. Yeah, I end up realizing that my Sacred Band cav can't really do anything, so I end up just trying to separate his units. Yeah, this guy routs, and he chases my routing unit, which wasn't the best thing to do. Now here, at this point, I realize that most of his units are pretty badly depleted, and I go to face his infantry, the silver shield pikemen, which aren't as good compared to Sacred Band units. I do leave a couple of Sacred Band as a rear guard, because I was still wary of his cataphracts, because even a charge from behind wouldn't still be very good. So I end up bringing like about 4 units here, which, even though they are less than the Silver Shield pikemen, are more than a match for them. And at this point he realizes that this really isn't going to he can't really do very well against all my units of Sacred Band. I still have some units remaining though, even though most of them got annihilated. And this guy, my opponent, Roman warriors, still did some pretty decent maneuvering with his cav. I will give him that, because yeah, he did keep me distracted, which was a bit of a mistake on my part. And he brings his Silver Shield Legionnaires, but I don't think he made them attack me, because at this point they just stand there. I think one or two throw a couple of Pila, but most of these guys are intact. Then I realize his cavalry is coming in here, and I do manage to get my units pikes up, but not fully facing him. Still, he does take a lot of casualties, and my sacred band are more than numerous, and his cataphracts rout. The silver shield pikemen over here are getting destroyed. His legionnaires throw some pila at me. And these guys, I do move them here in a minute. So yeah, I did kind of, sometimes you can't really notice when you defeat a unit that your units aren't doing anything, but I do end up moving them later to help out.
As enemies, these men are perfect. They are running from the battle in terror.
So yeah, the Spanish are pretty much defeated by this point. He manages to throw some more peel at me, but I'm still pretty well equipped to take them out. These guys, for some reason, decide to charge the cataphract with swords, even though they're pretty decent. They don't, yeah, I don't know why they charge them with swords. But he manages to pull off a small hammer and anvil here, which kind of hurts my sacred band. I do have more troops on the way, though, to help me out. He forgets about his other units, though. Then again, I had to remember to move up my other units as well. So yeah, it does sometimes happen when you're playing multiplayer. You might forget about your units for a few seconds, hopefully not minutes, though. So at this point, most of his units are routing, and he has about 2 units of silver shield pikemen remaining. And the Numidians just line up and stand and watch for the rest of the battle, because the battle ends pretty soon anyway. So at this point, the game pretty much ends right here. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Good game to my ally Ambush and my enemy's Roman warrior 256 and a heap of filth. He did manage to distract me with my cavalry, but I guess since I had lots of sacred band deployed, he didn't really manage to effectively resist them. Yeah, though I didn't play with elephants, though. I decided to play with cavalry instead, even though there was no rules, because elephants are pretty expensive to invest in, and though they're pretty good, they can be easily countered by an experienced or even just decent player. Anyway, 537 AD. That's an odd date. I don't think any of these factions were around by this point. Anyway, yeah, as you can see, my secret band did deal quite a few casualties. My secret band cavalry, though, managed to take more casualties than they inflicted, which is okay because they kind of managed to fulfill their purpose in the end by distracting the enemy long enough for... Well, I was distracted, and then my enemy ended up being distracted with chasing down my cavalry, and it didn't end well. So yeah, pretty good game. It's not spectacular, but it was still really interesting. See how like a mix of cavalry and infantry would do against my mostly sacred band infantry based army. And yes, that's pretty much it. See you guys later.